everyone, Karen from The Timeless Dog here. I want to talk to you today about what happens when your dog stops taking treats. There's a few things that could be going on, but the first one is most likely your dog is what we call over threshold. Basically, what that means is you are probably too close to something that your dog finds more valuable than the treats in your hand. Whether it's a squirrel, chipmunk, a leaf, another dog, another person, a kid, whatever it may be, if your dog is not able to listen to you, respond to cues, or take those super yummy treats, you are too close to that distraction. So the first thing you want to do is create some space between you, your dog, and what is distracting your dog. Then when you are farther away from the distraction, you can start working on what you would like your dog to do instead of reacting or focusing on that distraction. Once you work your dog at a safe distance where they can listen to you and willingly take treats and perform the cues you've asked them to, then you can start to move closer. This can be frustrating because sometimes you may need to be 50 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet, or sometimes even further away from what you're working on. Then over time, you get closer and closer. It's not a rush to see how close you can get to what your dog is distracted by. You want to work at your dog's pace. So if you have to spend a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 200 feet away from another dog or another person, that's okay. Over time and with enough repetitions and practice, you can get closer to what your dog is distracted by. Ultimately, though, it shouldn't be the goal to get right up next to what your dog is most distracted by. It should just be to build that relationship with your dog. If over time you're able to get closer to the distraction, but your dog is still not taking treats, you're going too fast. On top of that, you may want to look at what you're using for treats. If you're using basic kibble, those squirrels and those chipmunks are going to be way more valuable and exciting. Think of it this way. If you have a $5 treat in a $25 environment, the environment is always going to win out over those treats. On top of that, if your dog is getting that $5 treat when you're at home for basically no reason, that $5 treat is going to be worth even less when you take it out into those more expensive environments. So high value treats like chicken, cheese, those kind of things should really only be used when you're working your dog out and about. You don't want to be giving them a $25 value treat in a $5 environment. Then when you try to use that $25 value treat in a $25 value environment, it's not going to be worth that much. So only give those high value treats to your dog when you're out and about and working in those distracting environments. Create space from what your dog is distracted by, and then over time, work them closer and closer. But remember, the goal isn't to get super close to the distracting item. It's to build that bond with your dog where they can listen to you and rely on you instead of thinking they need to bark, lunge, or pull towards what seems a little bit more exciting than you. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help further. And as always, don't forget to tell your dog I said hi.